Thank you so much, Sir Erwin, for your inspiring words that you have shared. And now let us not wait for our second talk this morning to introduce us to our second resource speaker. We have our STCS faculty, Miss Christine Sarsalejo.
Thank you so much, Ross. Good morning, everyone. Let me have the honor to introduce to you our next resource speaker. He finished Bachelor of Science in Information Technology from St. Paul University, Dumaguete in 2012. Currently on thesis for Master of Development Communication, Master of Information Systems at University of the Philippines, Open University. One of the 10 outstanding students of the Philippines of Central Visayas 2012. One of the 30 outstanding students of the Philippines 2012 National with awarding held in the Malacanang Palace. Represented the country as a delegate in various international conferences including Singapore, Malaysia, Japan, and India. Worked as a worked as a technical support engineer in the IT operations department of a technology company in Dumaguete City for more than 4 years. Currently, a part-time university instructor teaching IT subjects including IT fundamentals, desktop publishing, information security, and assurance. Currently, a project development officer at the Department of Information and Communication Technology Visayas, Cluster 2 under the ICT Industry Development Bureau.
Yes, Miss Joy, I think we can do away with the introduction.
Yes po, sir. Proceed na lang po tayo.
All
Good
right,
morning
sige.
po.
So, good morning, Miss Joy, and thank you, Miss Tin.
Good morning. I'm really sorry, sir.
No
The
problem.
internet connection is really hard here. It's
There's no
unstable.
problem. No worries with that. No, it's okay. Um, sige, it's nice to see Bipsu STCS once again. No, this is not my first time. Just a week ago, I was with the teachers for the onboarding program. No, so I was with Miss Joy, Sir Evan, Sir Paul, Sir Toots, and all the rest. No, and now I will be with the students or the incoming students. And it is not my first time to be with the students, because if I remember it right, a few months back or a year ago, I also delivered a talk about the careers in IT. And so I am excited, no, to be with the incoming freshmen and some of the students as well who are also on Facebook. No? So allow me to share my screen. All right. I hope you can already see my screen. No? All right. So good morning once again. My task for today is to deliver a talk about the techniques, netiquette, and applications or tech tools for online learning. This is actually a repeat performance from last week, no? Although I have modified some of the contents here to tailor fit for our students in STCS. So sa mga teachers, this is a repeat performance. Disclaimer lang. You will hear mostly the same presentation I delivered last week, no? So okay, I'll try to squeeze in, no. With the remaining time, I'll try to squeeze in um, what I will deliver this morning. Although we will skip some parts. So here is our outline for this morning session for the remainder of the morning, no. Key concept and terms about the digital classroom setup, a slight overview of the learning management system platforms, an overview of video conferencing platforms. For the last two topics, these are actually the topics that I am more excited, no? So we will skim na lang the mga overviews of LMS and video conferencing platforms. The interactive web applications that can be used in digital learning, no? So for our students, disclaimer lang, we will have a lot of interactive or interactions where we will be using web applications today. So if you can bring out your extra device like your cell phone or your tablet or your laptop, no, so that we can participate well for our activities that you can use, no, as you go with your journey as students, as college students now. And then lastly, we will have digital classroom netiquette. So for those who are in Facebook, I would there is a slight delay, no, with our live streaming. So for those who are in Zoom, I would really appreciate if you participate in our interactive applications a little later. So I hope you have your extra devices with you. Okay, now let's begin with explaining the basic concepts in education, especially now that we have the pandemic, no, and we have to resort to a new kind of education. Okay, because there are a lot of misconceptions, or there are a lot of misuse of terms, no. So first, we have the traditional classroom learning. This is the kind of learning, this is the kind of setup that we had pre-pandemic, wherein we are confined to the four walls or to the four corners of the classroom, and then both the teacher and the students are there physically interacting with each other face to face. No, it is live. It is happening right then and there. No, wherein the teacher is perhaps on the blackboard or whiteboard, and the students are sitting, no, on their desks, on their chairs, perhaps. So that is the traditional classroom learning that we know of. And then we have what we call as the digital classroom learning. Digital classroom learning is where it involves devices, it involves other medium, and is the new kind of way of learning as compared to the traditional classroom setting, wherein the students are seated and the teacher is there, no, physically. But in the digital classroom learning, we have devices, we have other medium to make use of. There is still a learning, there is still an exchange of communication, but we are separately divided from each other. And this is actually the resort that we had to come up with because of the pandemic that happened, wherein some age group are not allowed to go outside, diba? Because there is the risk of contracting the virus, diba? So we resorted to this kind of learning. And when we talk about digital classroom learning, there are actually three concepts that we have to know of. First is distance learning. So distance learning is a kind of learning wherein we are geographically apart from each other. Students may be living abroad, and the teacher is in one location, say for example the Philippines, no, or perhaps we are in the same province, but we are not we are geographically apart. We are not in the school learning, we are not in the classroom learning, no. So that is distance learning. Then we have what we call as open learning. So this is a common misconception, no. When we talk about open learning, it is where there is a kind of system that is employed for the education to happen, and this is what we call as LMS, no. So the students and the teachers meet in the LMS, and the teacher just leaves faculty mark assignments. They leave modules in the LMS, and it is up for the students to do the tasks, to do the assignments. So mostly, or most often than not, they do not meet in live online um, classes, but they do they have deadlines to beat for a certain task, for a certain sit work or assignment, no. And open learning is not actually new in the Philippine education system, because I myself, along with Sir Paul Matthew, we are actually students, master students in the University of the Philippines Open University, and UPOU has been there for 25 years already. So even before the pandemic, even before COVID-19, there was already a present open university kind of learning in the Philippines. No, UPOU is there. Even Polytechnic University has an open learning, and there are other institutions that have an open learning kind of digital classroom. And then we also have what we call as e-learning. So e-learning is where we use electronic devices. We use laptops, we use mobile phones, we use desktops and tablets for us to do this kind of education. So um, some kind of learning involves the three, like distance learning. It is also an open learning, and it is also an e-learning because it uses um, gadgets, no, or gizmos or devices. But not all e-learning is an open learning kind of digital classroom setting, diba? Because there is an e-learning wherein you really have to participate synchronously, no? There is a live discussion and you have to participate. Whereas in open learning, the teachers just leave their modules for the students to do their tasks and to do their assignments, and they have to beat the deadline. Just come back to the LMS. No, that's why it is natural. No? It is natural in our university with Sir Paul Matthew na there is a lot of cramming that happens. Unya na lang mo gama og assignment or task pag hapit na ang deadline. No? That's one disadvantage of open learning, because the teachers do not um, how they call this, they are not after, no. It is an independent kind of learning, so they will not remind you most of the time that the deadline is coming. They will just be there when the deadline is already there, and they will ask for your submissions, no. So these are some of the concepts in a digital classroom setup that are actually misconceived, no, or na jumble na, no, ang mga concepts about this. Now, there are two modes involved in a digital classroom setup. First is the online, or this is what we call asynchronous, no. This is the live kind of discussion. Our class begins at 8 a.m. and you should be there, both the teacher and the students, to do the lesson, no, or to do the learning. Then we have what we call as offline and blended, or this is what we also know of as asynchronous. And under the asynchronous mode, we have the analog and the digital. What differs about analog and digital is the medium that is used for the learning to happen. So for analog, what materials are used? We have books, we have handouts, we have radio and TV, no? If we look at how DepEd has done their school year just recently, no, they used modules, no, they used handouts, diba, for them to deliver the instructions to their students. Before around 1960s or 70s, there was already a kind of learning using radio towers, no, and radios to facilitate the learning. And then now we have the DepEd TV, diba, wherein you can learn through watching the DepEd TV channel, no? So that is also a kind or an example of an analog. Then in digital, we make use of various electronic devices like desktop, laptop, tablet, and smartphones to facilitate this kind of learning, right? I think that is easy to differentiate, no? Synchronous and asynchronous. Now we have three transmissions when we do a digital classroom setup. First is radio, wherein through radio towers, this already happened before, no? Mga 1960s na they use radio towers to do and facilitate their learning, wherein the students are just at home and they use radios, no? To foster the learning. And then we also have the use of the internet. So our LMS, no? The one that we are doing right now, we are making use of the internet to transmit our learning, no? And then we have what we call as sneakernet. All right, basing on the logo, perhaps this is the first time for you to hear this, no, mga students. Any idea of what sneakernet is? Wala? Anyone who can, without Googling, without making use of the internet? Anyone who makes you, who knows of sneakernet, you can chat it. So we have from Jodine, personal, all right? Okay. Yeah, yes, Jodine, you're actually there, no? In sneakernet, this is the kind of transmission that DepEd employs now, no? Somehow, di ba, where parents go to the schools and they get the instructional materials through the modules, no? And they go back at home. In sneakernet, it has the same principle. There is a carrier of the learning materials, but they make use of peripheral devices or external memories, just like micro SDs or SD cards and USB flash drives. That's why you see on our logo there is a sneaker, or there is a shoe, and then there are also icons of our peripheral devices, because these carriers, instead of the modules now of the paper-based handouts that DepEd does, or DepEd provides to the students, they in sneakernet they actually use electronic devices and external devices. All right. Now, of course, we have advantages and disadvantages of a digital classroom. First, we have an advantage is that there is a safety, of course, in the comforts of our homes. Diba? We have the virus out there lurking behind, and so if possible, we should stay at home and do not leave our homes, or else we will contract the virus. Also, we have freedom and control, diba? As students, um, you have your control of your time, diba? Most especially that some schools have flexibility, no, in their schedule, and so you can control your time. You need not to take a bath perhaps and go to your school, which leads to the third advantage. No, there is no hassle going to school, especially for those who are commuting. Our students are commuting, or who are riding public utility vehicles. No, you just stay at home to do your classes and to learn. And then students learn the value of priority and responsibility, of course, no? Since you are on your own, somehow you are independently doing your tasks. So you learn the value of priority and responsibility. And also the power of technology gets utilized, no? Because of the advent of the pandemic, where people have relied into the use of the internet, there is a demand, no, from consumers, from customers. So our telcos, they also adjusted. They are after the wants and the needs of the customers, no. So some telcos lowered their prices, or some telcos maximize their speed for a certain plan. And so the power of technology is actually utilized. And if there's one thing the pandemic brought us, no, it is that telcos become more competitive of each other. Before, diba, we only have duopoly of Smart and Globe, or PLDT and Globe. Now we have Adito as a mobile provider, and then we also have coming into the scene right now is Converge and Eastern Communication. So I'm not sure if they have already reached your locality, but here in Cebu and other parts, no, of the metropolitan areas, there are already around 5 players, no, who are present in the scene. So someday they will reach your area, no, because of the growing demand of the internet. Of course, we also have the cons, the disadvantages, like technical problems are inevitable, di ba? Um, Mag-brown out, perhaps there are glitches in the internet connectivity, in the specs of your laptop or desktop or of your mobile devices, no? Really, technical problems will be there. And then not all students can go online, which is, of course, we should all understand, no? We have students who are financially challenged. Our parents could not send us to an online kind of learning because we have to buy devices, diba? We have to have internet connection, and not just an internet connection, but a good, a stable and reliable connection, diba? So that there will be no cuts and delays in the education. Then there are plenty of distractions, diba? Ako, I myself, when we had work from home set up in the earlier days of the pandemic, the bed, no, is a temptation. The sofa, the couch is a temptation, wherein I would rather go to sleep than attend meetings, diba? So there are a lot of distractions also. Then um, perhaps you have a noisy background, diba? You have roosters of your neighbors behind you, or there are dogs barking. So there are actually a lot of distractions that happen. There is a likelihood of not conforming to deadlines, of course, diba? You have reasons like, ma'am, there is no internet, or sir, nag-brown out in our area, and so you have to ask for considerations, and sometimes deadlines are omitted, you know? And finally, it just doesn't feel natural. And I think all of us would agree, no? Lain ra gyud, or lahi ra gyud ang 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 setup wherein you are with your teacher and your fellow classmates in the four corners of the room, and there is a discussion that is happening, as compared to a digital kind of setup or an online class wherein it's just so unnatural, no? All right, so that is a disadvantage. Now, there is one line though that for me is subjective, and that is online classes may be expensive or inexpensive. So I will leave this up to you, no, to you as students, on how you answer this, if online classes are expensive or inexpensive, because there are some indirect factors that would make you consider na classes would be inexpensive or expensive. Like, say for example, you don't have to perhaps wear uniforms when you go to school, or you don't have to ride and pay for public transportation to go to school because you're at home. But on the other hand, diba, the bills are skyrocketing because you are at home, and so you make use of the internet, you make use of electricity or perhaps water. So this is a gray area, 50-50, no, whether online classes are expensive or not. So what do you think as students, no? Are online classes expensive or are they inexpensive? I would appreciate if you answer in our chat panel, no, so that we also discuss, no, how we go with our incoming school year. All right, most of you are answering expensive. Internet is expensive. I would agree, no? So if we think of it as expensive, no, maybe we should tweak a little of our principle. Maybe we should take it as an investment, no? We should take this education as an investment, because in the end, you will get something from it, no? Perhaps after 4 or 5 years, no, you will reap your rewards. So let's tell na lang our parents that these are actually an investment for them, no? All right, but I will still leave it up to you whether online classes are expensive or not. So are you ready for classes again under the new normal? That is the question. So um, learning management system or LMS is the bridge between our school or our teachers and the students. And I think we can skip this topic because I'm not sure now, but I think you have discussed about LMS yesterday, Bato, or maybe a few days ago. And so we can skim on this, but in case you need to make use of LMS, these are some. I will be displaying some of the commonly used LMS that are being used right now. In the future, maybe you can make use or you can have this as your options, no? And so I will not discuss them one by one, but in case you want to have um, an in-depth knowledge about the LMS that we have, then you can go on and check on my channel. I have a specific video there for the LMS virtual platform. So we have Moodle. This is what we use in UP, and I think this is also what you'll be using for BIPSU. Then we have Google Classroom, we have Edmodo, we have Quipper, we have Talent LMS, we have Blackboard, we have Schoology, we have Mindflash, we have Docebo, and we also have Canvas. No, this is the Canvas with S, not the Canva that perhaps some of you know of, no, for graphic editing. Um, Also, I will be sharing naman my slides, no, after this discussion. So you can, if you want to read this, then I'll be sharing it to you so that we can skim and go over this part. So we also have video or telephony conferencing, wherein this is where we meet. No, this is where students and teachers meet for synchronous learning, no, for the online, the live learning, no. So I will show to you some of the commonly used platforms, although we will just again go over this, no, since I think most of you already have your preferred, some mga teachers, you have your preferred video, telephony, or conferencing platforms, although we have um, the best one for reliable or large video calls, the one we are using right now, which is Zoom. No, this is by far the most efficient video conferencing app to date. Then for G Suite users, you have Google Meet. For Google Classroom users, no, this you already have your built-in, and for edu.ph domains, no, you have Google for Education embedded in your accounts, no? You have unlimited storage, no, for those with edu.ph. Then for Microsoft or Office 365 users, you can make use of Microsoft Teams. In my case, in our school where I am teaching part-time, this is what we make use also, no? And it has now transitioned into an LMS also, Microsoft Teams. We also have the best one for professional features. We have GoToMeeting, no? Because they have extra features that some video apps do not have. So you can opt for GoToMeeting. If you want a lightweight option, say for example, you just want to quickly meet with your students aside from a messenger call or Facebook Messenger call, we also have Join Me, no? So for virtual whiteboarding, especially if our teachers want to write coding, no, perhaps in written, then you can make use of Cisco WebEx. All right. So once again, I will not go into full detail of maneuvering those tools, no, because we will maximize our time. Although you can go and check my department or from where I'm working right now. We have actually video tutorials in our Facebook page, that is the ICT-FOOBC2. We're in Biliran province is also under, no, since we are a Visayas cluster 2. We have both region 7 and region 8 in our cluster. So you can check out my colleagues' discussion about the video conferencing tools. So this is perhaps the meat of our discussion today. So maybe you can start bringing out your extra devices right now, no? It would be beneficial for you to have your laptop or your desktop and then another device so that we can participate well in our applications or tools. No, these are actually tools that you can make use of in our classes. No, so perhaps I think there are also reportings, no, for students and for you students, if you want to make your classes more or your reporting more interactive, so that your fellow classmates um, can interact, no, uh, um, lively with you, then you can make use of the following tools, no, or of the following applications. So for those with perhaps one cell phone lang, no, or one device, that is still okay, you know. Multitasking na lang siya, 'di ba? In your phones, no? So it's okay. There is no problem. So these tools or these applications are used for surveys. They're used for quizzes, for online quizzes. The most commonly used ones are Google Forms and Microsoft Forms. So perhaps your teachers will actually give you some Google Forms link, no, for you to answer your sit work or your quiz. But aside from these two, because the two leading forms now is Google Forms and Microsoft Forms, we also have options like WP Forms, Formidable Forms, Zoho Forms, Form Builder, Type Form, and Cognito Form. So you can make use of this. Perhaps you will become members or officers of clubs or class. No, so if you want to make a registration form, perhaps of your online event, then you can make use of these forms aside from quizzes and assignments, right? And I have an in-depth discussion about this form or on how to use Google Forms. Then you can check again my channel for the in-depth discussion about that now. Okay, now we have URL shorteners or customizers. So these are the sites where you have to go so that if, say for example, you have a very long URL, no? Say for example, your teacher will be asking for a URL or a link of your submission, then, di ba usually taas man yun na siya, you can shorten them and you can customize them using these links, no? These are actually free, like tiny.cc, bit.ly, and shorturl.at, among others, no? In bit.ly, you have to log in, no? And you have to sign up for your own account. But in tinycc, diretso na siya. You can go to the link and make your own. And sige. Just a quick overview of tinycc, no? So that we can actually see it in flesh on how we can use of tinycc. So say for example, this is our tiny.cc na homepage, and say for example you have a very long link to give to your professor, to your mom or sir. Say for example you have youtube.com/blah blah blah, and di ba taas na siya kayo, and it might be a pain to the eyes, no, to your teacher. So you just have to put it here or place your link there, and then you can customize it, no? So say for example bipsu 1 2 3 4, and then you just have to click on on the shorten button after nominating your customized form, and then um, maybe another link. Okay, it does not. But anyways, I had an example already before. I think there is something wrong with um, the hyperlinking, no, of or the linking of Facebook generic social media websites. So let's make believe na lang na it is successful. So there is a button here wherein it shortens what you have nominated, and then it also on this button here, the third one, this is actually for you to create or for you to generate a QR code, no? So you just have to copy this image, and that also leads you to um, the same link. All right. So si ma'am or sir will be impressed. No, he has given me a QR code. Wow, this student is techie. Diba? All right. So you can make use of Tiny CC, and you can also make use of bit.ly, among others. Okay. All right. Now, we also have an anonymous polling na applications. We have Mentimeter and AHA Slides. So you can make use of these applications for you to create an anonymous polling with your fellow classmates, with the class, no? So let's do an example. No? So I hope you can bring out your devices, and then all right. So class, I want you to go to menti.com using your devices, no? Just go to menti.com through your browsers, and then you will be asked for a code, no? And once you're asked for a code, please type in the one that you see on the screen. That is 4766 0597, and you will be asked for a certain question. Now, as you can see in the screen right now, we have here word cloud, no? Wherein the live answers of those who have access or those who are accessing your Menti right now can be seen. So we already have an answer like burger, no? We also have spaghetti. So do we also have other answers? What do you want to eat right now? The question is there, no? What do you want to eat right now? And you have to um, submit your answer. So our answers to our question are coming in right now. We have burger, spaghetti, fries. Diba? How about the others? We already have 4 answers right now. Sushi, no? We have cocolates without H. Now, as you can see, this is a live polling right now that is happening. This is what we call as word cloud, wherein your answers will be reflected in our screen. So we already have answers like pizza. All right, so good to know, no? Candies, especially that our lunch is nearing, no? So samgyup, milk tea, all right? Makaguto man inyong mga ano, no? Inyong mga answers. So this is an example of our anonymous polling wherein, di ba, you were not asked for a name, you were not asked for you were not asked to register, just you're just asked for your code, and then you can answer immediately. So this is how Menti works, no? For online polling. So thank you for those who answered. We have 9 answers. Okay, and answers are coming in. So by the way, the texts with biggest fonts actually have multiple answers already. So meaning to say we have multiple answers for pizza because it has the biggest font right now, because it doesn't duplicate, no, or it doesn't repeat ang mga answers, but the font of our text goes bigger. Oh, so we have isaw, fried dugo, wow, menudo. So I think our lunch is being served na, right? So thank you for answering. We have 16 answers. Then another another one for Menti using the same code. Aside from word cloud, there is also a survey using bars. And so the question goes, if you were to travel today, which continent would you find yourself in? So we already have an answer in Antarctica. We already have in Asia. We have 2 answers in Antarctica. We have Europe. So as you can see, no, in our screen, this is also a live polling wherein answers keep coming in from our participants. No, South America. No one wants to go to North America. Wala. So that's how our polling works. No. So if in case that you will do reporting and you would like to ask, no, or perhaps the teacher wants to ask the consensus of everyone without knowing the names, no, or by doing it anonymously, then you can make use of Menti. Okay, so thank you for those who answered. So let me stop sharing this first. Now back to my slides, no? So back to my slides. Now we will do live quizzes. So these quizzes are what you can make use of now, especially in your classes, or if you are doing reporting as students and you want to make your report interactive with your classmates, you know, then you can make use of these 2 leading quizzes. Although we have other quizzes, no, but you can. These are the top 2 that are being used right now, and so we will try it, diba? So that we will have the feels, no, of what to expect in our incoming na school year. Okay, so all right, so okay, lahi ang nakita dai. That one, okay. So class, I want you to, if you have extra devices or if you are, just make use of what you have right now, no? Please go to kahoot.it, no? Or if you have, actually, this is also available in Play Store, no? They already have a standalone application for this. But you can still make use of your desktop, laptop. But please go to kahoot.it and then you will be asked again for a PIN. And so please type in what you see on the screen. That's 503-9199. Again, once again, go to kahoot.it. No? So we already have participants like Eljona, Aya, and Cutie. So our first quiz for today is about information technology, about IT. No? So ato mga teachers, Miss Joy, Sir Paul, Sir Evan, Sir Toots, nantaw na nato kinsa mga maayo ang students, no, in terms of information technology terms dinhi may balaan prior to our classes. No? Sige. Do we have other participants? Maybe we can wait for 1 minute for them to come in. So we have Whoopi, Tony, Rake, Heaven, Eljona. Anyone else would like to participate? Sige, let's give it a minute. So this is our IT quiz bowl, no, for today. Mga concepts and terms about information technology. We now have TEP, we have BSIT sa Kalam. So once again, you have to open your browser, no? And then go to kahoot.it. The one you see on the top of your screen, no? That's kahoot.it, or you can download immediately if you can ang Kahoot nga app in Play Store, in iOS. Then you will be asked for a PIN. That's 5039199. So we have students coming in. All right. Last 20 seconds. So this is the rule of the quiz class, no? There will be a question that will be displayed on the screen, and then there will also be choices in your device, no? And so you will choose the correct or the best answer by tapping the correct option on your device. Okay? So once again, I hope the instruction is clear. There will be a set of questions that will be displayed on our screen as I start this game. And then you have to choose the correct or the best choice in your device. Okay? So ang prize, si Miss Joy na ang muhatag siguro. Care of Miss Joy ang prize. Or Sir Toots. Okay, I think we are ready. Wala na yung line. We have 18 participants, no, who are joining. So ang mga teachers, dili na pwede mo join ha. Kay the same questions na. Last onboarding. Nanay Codigo. Alright, so we have 19. 20. Alright, sige, 21. I think that is okay na, no? We also have Beb. We now have 22 joiners, 22 players. Okay, so let us begin. So once again, the instruction is simple. There will be a set. There will be 5 set of questions, and then that will be displayed on your screen. And then there are also choices wherein you have to tap on your device. Okay, so let us begin. In 5, 4, 3, 2, and start. Quiz. Onel de Guzman, the creator of I Love You Worm or Love Bug, presented Love Bug as his thesis as a student in which school? So you have 20 seconds to answer, 12 seconds. So which one is the correct one? Which school? Time's up. So we have 4 correct answers, no? It is AMA. No, not BIPSU, not NU, but AMA. All right? So leading right now is Angel with 900 points, 912 points, followed by 150 and then Eljona. All right? Next question, true or false? 10101 means 21 in a binary number system. Sige, pag-convert na mo. Is it 21? You just have to answer true or false. We now have 9 answers, 14 answers. All right, so we have 9 correct answers with the correct answer as true. 10101 means 21. All right, so Angel is still leading with 1631 points, followed by Eljona and then Heaven on the 3rd spot. All right, ready for question number 3? Another quiz. He is the current CEO of Google, and that's his picture. Who is this person who is the current CEO of Google? 8 seconds. All right. So the correct answer is Sundar Pichai. And we have 5 people who answered it correctly. All right. So si Eljona, naungusan na si Angel. So leading our spot right now is Eljona. Okay, next. Fourth question. Second to the last question. This institution is renowned to have a speed of 91 GB per second to support its operation. Which institution is that? 10 seconds. All right, the answer is NASA. And you got it correctly. Seriously? Ni-answer yung pag-ibig? The same number of those who answered NASA? So the answer is NASA. Okay? So Eljona is still leading and si Angel, bumabawi na si Angel now at second. Okay? And si Whoopi skyrocketed to the third spot. Okay? Final question on the next one. This is a double points because this is a hard question. These are logos of Ubuntu, the one you see on your screen. Is it true or is it false? These are logos of Ubuntu. 10 seconds. All right. So most of you got it incorrectly because those are actually not logos of Ubuntu. Okay, those are logos of Red Hat Linux. So at third spot, we have Whoopi. At second spot, we have Eljona. And at first spot, we have the winner is Angel. So congratulations, Angel. Si Sir Evan na bahala sa imong prize sa school year to come. So congrats. So that's how we play Kahoot. Now, next one. So next one is quizzes, another another quiz, no? Although we can differentiate quizzes and Kahoot. So I want you to go to please go to joinmyquiz.com, no? Sa inyong browser. It's not available, it's not an application. No? Joinmyquiz.com and enter the code 741787. Once again, please enter 741787 so that we can start our quiz. So we now have Rake joining. We have NRX, Crush. Oh, we have AJ Rabal here today, di ay? Naapod si Aljur. Anyone else? Maybe 20 seconds to wait for your for us to wait for you. Is Angel already here, our leading Kahoot? We now have Santino. So we have 15 participants. Anyone else? 10 seconds. We now have 19 participants. I think earlier we had 23 or 24. So we have Eljona. So we have here our players, our brave players. Okay, I think this is good. Good to go. Sige, so we shall start. Napay nag-apas. May humahabol. Okay, so I think we can start. That ends our quiz. So that ends our quiz and our perfect scorer. Our highest is Rake, no, with 5 correct answers, followed by Santino with 4. And then the third one is Cutie with 4. So as you can, if we differentiate it no, with our Kahoot, in quizzes, you are on your own pace as compared to Kahoot no, na very synchronous. So you are on your own pace, and then um, uh, the faster you finish, the more points you get. No? So si Rake, so very good in geography. Okay, naka-answer. So congratulations to our top 3. We have Rake, Santino, and Cutie. So I hope you can differentiate no how we play between Kahoot and quizzes. These are the top 2 mostly used online quiz games, no? Uh, for your online classes that you can make use perhaps sa inyong reporting. Okay. All right. So we also have another team interactive button, which is what we call as crowd buzzer. So class, I want you to go to ccg.buzz. ccg.buzz. Okay, in your browser. Yeah, I think we can have this since it's already 12. No, we can have this as our last game. No? So that we can finish. Okay. So please go to crowd buzzer or ccg.buzz. That's ccg.buzz. And then you will be asked for game code. So please key in ZNDF. No? ZNDF for the game code. The one that you see here on the upper left hand of the screen. And then you have to join. No? And then you will be asked for your player name and team name. So for your player name, you can make use of your team name. I mean you can make use of your nickname, and for your team name, please put na lang your course, no, or your program. Say for example, BSCS or BSIT, BSIS. So the code is ZNDF. So I have put it in our chat. No, you go to ccg.buzz, and the code that you have to input is ZNDF. And then you will be asked for your team name, and then buzz the join button so that you will be part of the list. No. So we now have Gigi, Tony, Rocky. We have Heaven. We have Cutie. No, so that we can start our game. Allow me to fix my slides first. This will be our last game na lang, no? So that we can proceed because it's already lunchtime. While you are logging in, allow me to fix my slides. All right. Sige. We now have a lot of participants. We have more than 20. So this is the rule of the game, no? Our quiz for today is movies and series. So for those who are good in Netflix and chill, then you will answer well. And then you can see, no, on your buzzers, it has turned into gray. So once it is ready, you can buzz. If you know the answer, you can buzz and you can unmute or perhaps chat it in our chat panel so that you will receive a point for your team. All right? So let us begin. So I will turn it on, no? So your buttons or your buzzers turn red. It means that once you press it, you will be the first one to answer, just like what Kaneki did in Apocalypses, no? But once the question is already there, okay? I hope that is clear. Testing lang, testing. So reset. First question. In the series Alice in Borderland, the character of Alice is a girl. True or false? All right. Our first to buzz is AJ Raval. AJ, you may want to unmute or answer in our chat panel. AJ Raval, are you there? So si Ellen Joyce de no, ang gagamit sa codename na AJ Raval, okay? Your answer na true is wrong. Because the correct answer is false. Alice is actually Arisu in Alice in Borderland. All right, so no point. And let me reset your buzzer. Next question. Kani, very trending today. In which Korean series can you find this doll? The one you see on the screen. Let me move that one. Okay. Who is this doll? Buzzer on. All right. Heaven is the first one to answer. So yes, Heaven, what is your answer? Squid Game. Okay. Sige, no? Some are already answering through our chat panel. So you would already know the answer. But nevertheless, sige, let's skip this quiz for now, but that's how you can make use of our buzzer, no? Nga, if you want your class na paunanay for a certain quiz perhaps, or maybe recitation, then you can make use of this buzzer from Crowd Buzzer. All right? So let's do away with our game as we are maximizing our time, no? And then for randomizers, we have wheel of names. So say, for example, we have to pick who goes first in our recitation or who goes first in our reporting. You can go to wheelofnames.com. You can customize the list of names. Then you can also go to random.org. No? It will also allow you to do some draw lots, no, for a list of names. Then Google also has its own random number generator. You just have to go or type in the Google search bar random number generator, and say for example you have a grouping and there is a certain number for a group, then it can generate randomly a number, no? It will pick a number for, say for example, who goes first, no, or who goes next. So that's how you can make use of randomizers. Then for those who are not yet keen on using photo editing applications like Illustrator or Photoshop, we have drag and drop applications through Canva. Then you can also do some layouts in Trello, or you can make charts in Pick2Chart that can help you with your visual aids, no? You can go to these sites. Then for interactive playbook or ebook, say for example, you want to give handouts for your classmates wherein they can answer after, then you can try to install a standalone application known as Kotobi, although this is very heavy, no? So I won't try it lang here. Then if you also have a reporting and you want to dictate, no, a certain speech of your text, then we have a text to speech application. You just have to go to labc.com. You can make use of this. Then if you want to go streaming, no, you can make use of these applications. We have Open Broadcaster Software, StreamYard, and Streamlabs. Zoom also have a streaming application. no, for Facebook and YouTube. You can make use of them. I also have an in-depth discussion of these streaming applications. Then you might want to go to my channel once again. Then for recording, we have Bandicam, Audacity, Screencast-O-Matic, and we have, if you are using Windows OS, we have a built-in application which is you just have to run Windows plus G. You can actually record or screen record what you have there in your desktops. Lastly, I will go over this quickly. Online class netiquette, the 10 commandments for students. Thou shalt think before thy speaking and typing, because your classmates are good at recording and screen grabbing or screenshotting, and what you speak or what you type might be taken against you. No, so it is good unta no to record because you can have a hold of your class discussions, but remember that now anything can be recorded and documented easily. So you must always think before you speak, before you type, no, because it's easy to grasp your content. Next, thou shalt learn RA 10173, 10175, and RA 293. These are part and parcel in our privacy, no, in cybercrimes, in making use of electronic devices, and in copyrights, no. Although we have special privilege for education or for academic purposes for copyrights, but you might not know you will be already infringing copyrights or you're already violating our laws. So quickly, these are the contents of RA 10173 and 10175. This involves another separate session, no? Like negligence in access, unauthorized access, so fraud, misuse of device. So these are covered under Philippine laws. Next, thou shalt participate actively in classes. Please do not fall asleep. Your teachers are doing efforts, no, to discuss your lessons, and we have a lot of videos making rounds in the internet of students falling asleep. So please do not do that, no. Also, thou shalt be in a quiet environment in as much as possible. No, we have your neighborhood's roosters or dogs barking. So if possible, if you have a noise cancellation headset, then you can make use of such. But if not, then try to find a place that is conducive for learning. Next, thou shalt mute your microphone when not talking and unmute when you have to. So say, for example, you're doing your online recitation. If you do not want others to hear what is happening in the background, so please always mute. That is the standard. And then unmute if you're asked to do so. Next, thou shalt not be part of any form of cyberbullying. This is self-explanatory. There are a lot of issues making rounds in the internet right now about online classes and about students cyberbullying their fellow classmates. So that is really irresponsible for you, no, as students. So please refrain from such, because that is also covered by our laws. Thou shalt check devices conducive for learning in as much as possible. Although, of course, no, we understand that we are financially challenged, but if possible lang naman, then make and if you are given the chance or the opportunity to have devices with you or to buy devices with you, then check the ones that are really conducive for online learning. Then thou shalt dress properly, use appropriate body or facial language, and enunciate words properly, just like in a traditional classroom setting, no, wherein you have to be prim and proper. And you must double your effort in online classes as well, because that will reflect you as students. No. Ninth, thou shalt be considerate of teachers' challenges and understand uncontrollable circumstances. Not all of your teachers are IT graduates or have IT backgrounds. Some of your minor subject teachers are not really tech, so expect that there will be glitches, there will be mishaps. So please understand, no, we are in the pandemic. So please understand the situation. And finally, thou shalt remember that the teachers do not make your grades. You as students make your own grades. All right, so they are not the ones making your grades. You, your performance, how you participate in classes, That's what make your grades. All right. So always remember that. And with that, it is around 12:20. I will end my presentation, and I would like to, for those who want to know more no, about our tools, I have uploaded them in my channel, so you can check on that. So back to you, Miss Joy. Sorry, my apologies for extending a little.
Thank you so much, Sir Domen. And no worries po kasi as we can see, the students are enjoying, they're participating to the games. And yes, it's already lunch, but it was worth the talk that we have this morning. And we can thank you enough, Sir Domen. And we hope again to have more engagements with you very soon. And so, let us now proceed to the awarding of certificate. By the way, to just to announce the winners yesterday, we will be giving the prize this afternoon. Nagpa-in-cash pa po si Sir Robert so that he can distribute the prize. Okay, so yes, um, awarding of certificate, which citation reads, certificate of recognition is given to Joshua Eleazar Domen for his shared expertise as resource speaker on techniques and etiquettes in online learning, applications, tools for online learning during the Dayon sa STCS and onboarding program for first semester school year 2021 to 2022, given the 7th day of October 2021 via Zoom at Bipso Naval Campus, Naval Biliran, signed by University President Victor C. Canyazo Jr. Once again, thank you, Sir Domen, for that interesting talk.
Thank you,
God
Miss
bless you
Joy,
po and
and
keep safe. Um, guys, mag-photo ops muna tayo. So will you please turn on your camera? Sir Reynold, Sir Kira, Sir John Raymond Calderon, Sir Titoy, Ma'am Ellen Joy. So I have here with me Sir Sanchanias and Sir Robert. So guys, turn on your camera. Hi Sir Paul, Matthew. Hi Ma'am Husto. Pa-turn on na lang ng camera. Wow, perfect.
sumunod na yung mga students na to, Miss Joy,
Yes po,
as ang
sir.
incoming.
Yeah, freshman. Ang mga responsive, participative kayo. Okay, in 3, 2, 1, smile. Okay. So, okay, there you go. Again, for the prizes yesterday. But Sir Domen, thank you so much po, sir, ha?
Thank you everyone. Thank you, Miss Joy. And until next
You're welcome,
time.
sir. Next time ulit. So again, before we proceed to the last part of the program, ang prizes nato kagahapon sa atong games is hatag na ni Sir Robert later this afternoon. So you kindly reach out to him na lang para mahatag siya via GCash. Okay, and so to have for the closing remarks, let us all hear it from our BSCS chairperson, Dr. Reynold Bustillo.
Okay. My respect to everyone, to our ever dynamic university president, Dr. Victor C. Canyaso, and to our BPs, equally active, Dr. Rosini B. Romero, BP for Administration and Finance. Also to Dr. Susan S. Bintor, BP for Academics, and Dr. Erwin Salvatierra, BP for Students and External Affairs, and also to Dr. Marian Agneste Mendoza, BP for Research, Innovation, and Extension Services. My gratitude to our vibrant STCS Dean, to Dr. Chona Bisabinay, guiding the school towards our desired accomplishment and gearing towards excellence. And to our equally valued and dashing chairpersons for BSIS, Ma'am Cheryl Ibajo, and for BSIT, Dr. Jolie Lopez. This too keeps the STCS afloat of the glimpse of achievements in general, building their program assignments to accomplish the target program outcomes by exhibiting camaraderie, brotherhood, and sisterhood among peers. First and foremost, I have thoroughly enjoyed this morning discussion about SOGI, sex orientation, gender, identity, and expression by one of the PCW God expert. My humble appreciation to Mr. Alvin Cloyd Dakis. Thank you, sir, for sharing your time with us. And also thank you to Sir Joshua Ilisar Dumin from the ICT IT officer for the topic techniques and netiquettes in online learning application, tools for online learning. It is indeed exceptional and interesting to learn new things about in general. By learning and enjoying in the midst of pandemic, this pandemic is not the end. Rather, as teacher and students, we are always moving forward toward greatness. We, the STCS family, we are much grateful for choosing STCS. And those who remained with us, we will make your stay favored with honest service and dedication towards excellence. Dayon sa STCS, our beloved STCS students. Let me also take this opportunity to acknowledge the great efforts extended because without these individuals, this activity most likely will not be a success. To the following brilliant minds of STCS. To Engineer Paul Matthew Bentor for creating an awesome teaser video and also for hosting this online event. To Sir Robert Logronio for facilitating this wonderful event. To Sir Ferdinand Quiros and Ma'am Christine Sarsalejo for a splendid introduction of our source speaker. To Sir Tito Amerigo Custodio for layouting and designing our stunning program. And of course, to our beautiful and lovely MC, Ma'am Joy Mendoza, for piloting this event. Also to our STCS faculty for the steadfast support in this activity. I have learned great deals and have been left with much to think about. Thank you for that. Thank you, Ma'am and Sir. Our greatest weakness lies in giving up. And most certain way to succeed is only to try just one more time. With that, I conclude our activity for this day. Once again, thank you for joining and participating.
Thank you so much, Sir Bastilio. And yes, of course, before we end this program, we would also like to thank our the team from the technical team for making the program. So we have Sir Paul Matthew Bentor. Thank you so much, sir. We have Sir Titoy for making the program for the certificates. We have Sir Kiros and of course Sir Robert. And yes, the last but definitely not the least, Ma'am Chona, our dean, for being so hands-on in making this event, in making this program a success. Thank you so much, everyone. To our dear students for being very responsive and participative. Welcome to your new journey. Welcome to STCS. Welcome to BIPSO. Welcome to BIPSO Dayon sa STCS. There you go. So yes, attendance link will be available later in the chat box. So here's the attendance link. So that's it. If you have questions and clarifications, you may message directly your class advisors. Thank you so much, everyone. God bless you all.